Hey guys, Shelving Game here, Team Guard, bringing you guys another deck profile. In this case, it's an updated deck profile of the, for some reason, really requested deck, which is Sylvans. So apparently, Sylvans is a it's a really good deck. Well, I'm not saying a good deck. It's just a really fan favorite deck, I guess, because people always ask about it. I know I've gotten a couple comments. Asking for an updated version of my last one, and if you watched the last one, I mean, it's a very interesting deck profile. I mean, go ahead and watch it. I'm moving the mic if you guys hear that. I'm sorry, but if you guys did watch it, that was a very interesting deck profile. That was a more theory test type deck. This is a more competitive basic deck. So this is kind of like it's more so not my last one, but the one before that. It's more so. I think it's almost exactly like that one. I'm not sure, but it's pretty much similar to that one. So, without further ado, let's just get into the deck, because that's what you guys are here for. There's not much explaining I have to do to the deck or for it. You guys have watched plenty of videos, so you guys should get this total drift of it. So let's go through it. First, we have the triple Hermitry, because Hermitry, you got to run 3. It's your level 8. It's your main level 8, and it's also your upstart goblin for the deck. There's no other explanation for him. We got 3 sage coils. Why did I say 2? 3 sage coils. I know 2 are gold. It's just because I had the gold, and I was just seeing how they looked. I actually like the gold now. Like, I didn't like them before I put them in the sleeves, but when I put them in the sleeves, I liked them a lot better than the regular ultra. So I might just pick another one, just have a play set of it. But I really like it a lot. That's it for the 3. Or not with the 3. That's it for the big trees. For the little ones, we have 1 Cherry Sprout. This is essentially just get your level 1s out the deck, which i.e. your tuners, and one other card, which I haven't added to the deck before, but it's pretty much standard to plant decks. Yeah, Cherry Sprout is really good, and occasionally I will use her milling effect. Occasionally, not that often, but it will happen. Next is one Flower Knight. I know a lot of people do not like this card. That's fine. That's your personal opinion, but for me, I like this card a lot, and the reason is it's an extremely versatile card when you think about its competitive nature. And the first off is it's level 4 Earth, which in its outright you might not work with. Well, at first thought you might not think it has anything to do with it. Well, with this and Glow Bulb, you can go into a Naturi Beast, which stops a lot of the decks. Well, not a lot. It doesn't stop them. It kind of halts their progress. If you can't use Orgeki, can't use Dark Hole. If you're playing Fluffles, they can't fusion, so you don't have to worry about getting sheep or anything like that. It just helps a whole lot of things. Toxic Galaxy Cyclone, in case you want to keep your backer alive, your running back or anything like that. But yeah, it is a really versatile card. And then also it's an 1800 beat deck, so it's the biggest normal summonable monster you have, which is really cool. You can just normal summon, just beat over something if it's hurting you or halting your plays in any way. And lastly, it stacks your deck. And this card I really like its stacking ability of just being able, once it's milled, is you can send something else from the deck to the top of the deck, or just stack it. So it basically ensures you have plays for days. That's really like what I call it the combo maker, or the plays for days guy, because he just make it like, if you mill this, you know that your next mill is not going to be a dead draw. So a lot of times you're playing Sylvans, you're hoping that your next draw isn't a dead draw. So he helps a lot. He helps a lot with preventing that. So to move on, we have 2 Princess Sprout. It's your main fusion engine. You don't really have to worry about anything else for it. It's just essentially what it's here for. I bumped Komoshuma up to 2. The reason I did it is because we're kind of in a slower base format than we were last format. Saying that first turn is more so like a setup turn. This format, you don't really have to worry about your opponent going all out first turn as much as you did last format. Like, this format is. It's still a very competitive format. Don't get me wrong, it's still a very competitive format. But first turn is more so just getting your feet in the ground. Turn 2 is really when you start needing to having your plays on board. So from what I'm seeing, Komoshuma is actually a really good card to play, because most things first turn that people can summon, as long as you don't have like the most optimal hands possible, they can't beat over Komoshuma. So at least you'll have a monster on board to use for like Aureus effect or anything like that, or just synchro with. It's just a really good way to get multiple effects off at one time. I run the Double Peacekeeper, it's just a monster reborn. That's all it's essentially here to do. It's essentially here for you to spam Lone Fire, to get back your tuners, to get back anything you need to just further your gameplay. And it's a really, really good card. Like, if you're not running this at 2, you're hurting yourself. That's all I can pretty much say for you guys. For the last Sylvan, I am running 2 Marsh Leaf because getting rid of monsters is always a priority in this deck, because you do not have very much monster removal besides Aurea and or Alcay. There's not much monster removal in the deck, so having just spot removal is really good. And also, his milling effect does help occasionally. Sometimes it does help, but not that often. But it's also there in case you do need it first turn. If you just need some way of getting your deck started, it is there as an option. For the rest of the plants, we are running the Lone Fire engine. I will always run the Lone Fire engine. There's no reason not to run the Lone Fire engine. There's no reason not to run 3 of it, because if you run 3, like I said, with Peacekeeper, you're stopping yourself, because at the very least, it's an Upstart Goblin for free. Because you can go Lone Fire for Lone Fire for Lone Fire, and essentially 3 cards out your deck, because Lone Fire gets something else out your deck. So it's just really, really good. Next is the Rose engine, which is the double Rose Paladin and the Rose Lover. I find this ratio to be the best ratio if you are playing the Rose engine. This is just to get your big trees out the deck, so you don't have to worry about milling them, which is something that becomes a problem, especially later game if you haven't drawn into them. Yeah, then also Rose Lover is this card never gets to the graveyard. I don't care what type of build you're playing. It's either in the graveyard too late, or it just never gets there, or it's stuck in your hand. So it's just running it at 1 is fine, because you don't have as much problems with it. But it's just the most consistent version I've seen for it. The next card is something that I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate on. I'll probably get a little bit of hate on, but it works out for me. So you can change it if you want to. And the card I'm talking about is Flowerbot. And Flowerbot, I run Flowerbot instead of Upstart Goblins, in the fact that it helps it's a fly in my face, because it helps you further your milling plays. So what I mean by that is, you mill it, you get, if you're playing Hermitry, you mill it, you draw a card. Flowerbot allows you to draw another card, and if you have, because most times you're playing Sylvan, you're going to have a dead Sylvan in your hand, you can just stack it to the top of the deck and then just not have to worry about it. So it's just a really, really good card to play. And also it's 1500 attacker. Oh, I probably should bring it up. No, I'm not even looking at the camera. But yeah, it is a 1500 attacker, as you guys can see right there. It is 1500 attack, so it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent attack for a level 3, which is really good. So I mean, I enjoy using it a lot. It does help out a lot, especially when you're first turn. Helps you just go through the deck a little bit quicker. You don't have to worry about giving your opponent extra life points. I mean, the drawback of putting something on top of the deck isn't that bad in Sylvans, because you want to put something on, because most times, 90% of the time, you're going to want to put something back to the top of the deck, so it's not that much of a problem, unless it's really late game and you just have nothing in your hand, so you just draw one, then immediately put it back on top of the deck. But that doesn't happen that often if you play correctly and you just play smart and play protective of your things. Sorry about that, guys. My camera, I did not realize, I thought I had more time, I guess I didn't pay attention to it, but my camera didn't have enough storage of the memory card, so I just had to switch it out real quick, and now we're good. So I think I did talk about, I believe it did catch the end of it. I did check it, but for some reason I get it. But yeah, I did catch pretty much the end of my conversation about Flowerbot and why I think it's good, and why you're probably rage quitting and pretty much, harassing me in the comment section, which is fine. I enjoy just harassing me in the comment section. That's fine. You have your own opinions, I have mine. So let's get back to this deck profile. So you guys, for the Synchro engine, which is typical of every plant deck, we got 1 Glow Bulb, 1 Spore, 1 Dandelion, and then a copy plant, which is what I referred to when I was talking about the another level 1, which I added to the deck when I was talking about what's it called, Cherub Sprout. But yeah, the Synchro engine is actually really, really good. I really enjoy the Synchro engine. Dandelion is just there as an extra plant monster, because its token generation is good, because you can use Synchro into a formula, or if you need another level 1, it's there if you guys need it, or if you just need protection, it takes 2 attacks, so it just forces your opponent to kill the tokens, which is really cool. It stops OTK for the most part. And Dandelion if you do mill it. A copy plant is there because it's just a really easy exceed option to use because it can just copy any of the big trees level, and then you can go into a free what's it called? A free. Why am I forgetting his name? A free Felgran or free Aurea, or go in or copy something and then go for a synchro play. It's just a really optimal card. You don't want to run more than this because it is a normal summon, so you have to be careful about when you actually use it. But it is also tuner, so that's also good too. In case you have like say if you have Dandelion on board, you can go and synchro for a Goyo, which I don't think I run Goyo in here. Do I? I do. Okay, but yeah, that's it for the synchro engine. I believe that's everything. Yeah, it's all the monsters in the deck, which I'm not sure how many monsters it is. Let me count real quick. 11, so it's what 29 monsters in the deck. So you have to run a lot of monsters. Like I like running a lot of monsters in my Sylvan decks because that way I don't have to worry about hitting spells every single other time. So yeah. So for the spell cards, which I'm talking about, we have triple Sylvan Charity because Graceful Charity is good, and Sylvan Charity is essentially Graceful Charity. So why not run it? Yeah. So you run triple Charity, you'd be stupid not to. It's the best draw card in the game. Well, I guess not now because you have the new Fluffle card. New like Pot of Greed Fluffle card, which I guess is kind of better than Charity. I don't know. You can debate that, but yeah. Next we have triple Fertilizer because who doesn't like a free monster born every single turn, And the loops, like I tell you guys like all the time, but the loop with this of like milling 3 and then bouncing like 2 of these, like your opponent and one of your opponent's card is like the most devastating thing this deck can do. And it happens almost every game if you can play right. For the most part, it happens essentially almost every game. So it's just a really good play to do. And people get really pissed because they don't. So the thing about Sylvans is, especially in the format now, is people don't plan for it, which is why me as a player, I don't play meta decks because I don't see the need for A, paying the expensive price tag of playing meta decks, and B, playing a deck that people are expecting you to play and then siding against it. So me as a player, I personally like to play things that people would not expect to go to a tournament and see, because that's how you're going to win a majority of your game. Unless you just have, like I say, if you're playing the best deck, then of course you're going to have an easy time for the most part against things, but you're also going to have a hard time against things like this, which can bring out double Felgrands and an Aurea and just every turn bounce everything back on your board back to your hand, and you have to start from square one. So it's just a really good thing because there's nothing really out there that stops this deck from doing what it does. With Shadal's gone and Construct being banned, it just frees up a whole. It just makes it a whole lot easier for Sylvans to do what they have to do. Because the only reason Sylvans weren't that good last format is because of Necroz and Shadal's, and with those gone, you pretty much have a free range to do anything because there's no like effect negation or anything like that to stop you from doing things. So it's just a really good thing, or a really good deck to play now. If you guys want a cheap deck that will win you a lot of games, and play Sylvans, you know what I mean? It's not it's not that hard. But yeah, so next we have triple Upstart because that Hope in Theory too strong. No, it frees up a space in your deck. That's all I really played here for. You can side it out, especially game 1. It's just to speed through your deck as quickly as possible to get that quick game 1 win, and then that way it makes your games 2 and 3 easier. In case your opponent does have something to side against you, you can take these out and side something else in, which is, the way you play Yu-Gi-Oh! And next, for the last 2 cards, we have 1 Soul Charge, because Soul Charge and Lone Fire is literally these nuts, and 1 for 1, because I had a 1 for 1 because of Copy Plant, so I can just dump something like Dandelion or dump something like Flower Bot, and then get a Copy Plant, and then get a draw and or tokens, and then get a free Exceed play. So it's really good combo wombo that we got going on there. For the XYZs, which I don't think I've ever changed this extra deck because the deck does essentially the same thing almost every single time. I mean, you could run the quick synchro Quasar version, but I'm not about that life. I don't feel like wasting that much resources for Quasar. I mean, Quasar's a really good card. Don't get me wrong, but it's just I feel like there's stronger plays you can make while trying to go for Quasar. So, yeah. For the XYZs, we got 2 Aureas because why not run 2? 1 Alcay, and then 2 Filigrans for the XYZs. You don't need anything else. You literally don't. I know other people, they do run like Big Eye and things like that, but for the most part, Aurea is just so much better because then it's bounce everything back to your opponent's hand. And you don't have to worry about it. Big Eye is fine. It's just that you don't get to attack after taking your opponent's monster, and then a lot of things can't be targeted from Big Eye, and then also Big Eye is not 28. So there's a lot of things. I keep putting it like all the way down here, but it's like up here. But yeah, so her effect mixed with, or both their effects mixed with the fact that they have 2800 attack is just really good. And also, you know, that 32 booty. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Right there. I keep putting like this because like I always summon it in defense position, so like that. But 32 booty is no joke. Like some games, like I'll just put this in defense position because I literally know my opponent cannot attack over 32, and it's just really good card. Yeah. So for the Synchro Engine, we got 1 Formula, 1 I keep putting these in the wrong place. 1 Armades, 1 Eternity Beast, 1 Iron Chain. I know I've said this in a lot of other deck profiles, but I really like Iron Chain. It's just his ability to just deck thin your opponent, and deck thin in a bad way. Because if you're going against a deck, like let's say like what's the deck? If you're going against something like Frames, and you just like keep milling every turn, just keep milling, as long as you don't negate his effect, of course. If you're going against Frames, you're going against like Satellar Knight to a degree. If you keep milling their deck, of course at first they're going to be enjoying it because they can profit off of it, but if they don't find a way to get rid of this, then they're going to be losing so many cards, because it starts out with technically 3, and then it goes from 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 to ever. It's just really good. So the longer you can keep this guy on board, the better, because it just makes your games a whole lot easier. And I know online I've won games pretty much off of this, because I'll just force my opponent, like Burning Abyss, I'll go into Iron Chain, I'll just force my opponent to activate Burning Abyss effects that they don't want to use, and then it just makes the matchup a little bit easier for me. It might not work the same way for you, it's just how I played the deck, or play it against the deck. 1 Go-Yo Guardian, because Mr. Steel Girl he's still the man. 1 Ancient Fairy. Like, I know I don't have any of the field spells, which I think the field spells are so slow with the way the formats are going. It's just way too slow to run. I just run it because of 3k booty. That's really the only reason I run it. And also a lot of decks have field spells now. So you have what's it called? Cosmos, you can blow up a field spell. I do believe Cypher instead of a field spell. I do believe that is, so you can just get free what's it called? Life point off of it. 1 Black Rose, because nuking the board is good. 1 Spark Dragon, because this plus Filigrane is the nuts. 1 Crimson Blader, because if this against Cosmo is really good, because then they can't summon any of the big ships, so it's really good. And then 1 Leo, because Leo's good. And then you got the 2 Creeper tokens, which are stand in for the Dandelion tokens. So yeah, that's the deck for you guys. I mean, there's not much to it. Like Sylvans it's like the deck doesn't change much for the most part. You still have this essentially the same engine, format to format. It's just more so like the tech cards that you can use. I don't know how much you in front. It's just more so the tech cards. So the deck doesn't change, and it's also like relatively inexpensive. Like, I don't think anything in here is that expensive. Like, everything has been reprinted, I do believe. Yeah, everything's been reprinted, so everything's like super cheap. As you guys can pick it up for super low. Is there like, I'm trying to think, like there's like a Yu-Gi-Oh money reference. Like, I don't think there is. But yeah, guys, that's the deck for you guys for, what is this, December, I guess? I'll just call it December, since November 30th is Monday. And it's what? Saturday the 28th. Cool. Yeah, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give the video a like, and if you have any suggestions for update or just like suggestions for either this deck or any other deck you'd like to see me do in the future, please put it down below in the comment section, because I read the comment section all the time, and I know these videos are super long, but I don't know, I like explaining cards, because I know some people might be interested in it, but they don't necessarily know what the deck does, so it just helps me do that, because I don't really like, it's cool when people have like short deck profiles, but sometimes I like more like seeing like the theory behind certain things and things like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna head up out, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Team Celestial Guard content. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I have to say? No, I think no. We'll go check out the Facebook in the description down below. I do post things on there, like I did post like pictures of like the Sylvan deck and things, and then like I will be posting like updates on like things, like what decks I plan to do next and things like that. And you guys, it's things like that. And also follow the Twitter, which the Twitter is kind of like a joint account between the actual Twitter and then my between the Yu-Gi-Oh and the Pokemon, that's kind of like the same Twitter. I didn't feel like making two separate ones, because like it's all under like the Team Celestial Guard banner, so I'm like, well, I'll just make one. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna head about. So guys, I keep saying guys. I keep thinking like I have to say something, but I just don't. There's like nothing else to say. But yeah, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for Team Celestial Guard content. And as always, it's Shadowline Gamma with Team Celestial Guard saying peace, and I'll see you beautiful people next time later. Deuces. I hit the mic.